Hey, Bears fans! We're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. There's a storm brewing in Chicago, folks, and it's not just the weather. Word around Hollis Hall is that there's serious tension, a growing rift, between head coach Ben Johnson and one of the team's most electric offensive players, DeAndre Swift. Now, this isn't some ordinary sideline disagreement or locker room squabble, according to multiple inside whispers. Johnson has privately, and increasingly publicly, voiced that he doesn't want Swift to be part of the Bears' future. Let that sink in. A coach in his first year at the helm, already ready to cast off one of his key playmakers. The guy who was supposed to be a central piece in this new offensive puzzle, brought in to spark creativity and explosiveness in the backfield, now being shunned. If that's not a sign of internal turmoil, I don't know what is. It's all happening behind closed doors, but the signs are seeping out. Awkward press conferences, cryptic social media posts, and most damning of all, Swift's limited role in recent practices. The vibes are off. Something is broken here, and Bears fans can feel it. The question now is, can it be fixed, or is Swift already gone? And here's where things start to really spiral. Sources close to the situation have hinted that Johnson's decision isn't just about on-field performance, it's personal, apparently. There's been mounting friction between the two since early minicamp. Swift, known for his confidence and vocal leadership, reportedly clashed with Johnson's strict and methodical style. Johnson, coming from Detroit with a reputation for precise offensive schemes, ALLEGEDLY didn't appreciate Swift's improvisational approach. What started as mild disagreements over play execution has allegedly devolved into a cold war. It's not screaming matches or locker room outbursts. It's worse. Silence, avoidance, passive-aggressive game plans that minimize Swift's touches. And if you look closely, it's all there, week after week. Swift's snap count dipped without explanation. Reporters asked. Johnson dodged. Swift looked frustrated on the sideline, arms crossed, helmet on, not talking to anyone. This wasn't an accident. This was calculated, and now it seems the message is loud and clear. Ben Johnson has no intention of building his offense around Swift. Whether that's a smart football move or a personal vendetta, we'll let you decide. But one thing's certain, this relationship is fractured, and it's reaching a point of no return. Now, fans are torn. Half the city is still rooting for Swift. After all, he's the kind of player that gets people out of their seats. Shifty, explosive, a threat to score every time he touches the ball. His arrival was supposed to be a game changer for the Bears' stagnant defense. Remember the hype during training camp, the jersey sales, the fantasy football buzz. That wasn't just fluff. Swift was supposed to be the guy, but now, in Johnson's system, he's looking like an afterthought. And Bears Nation is confused. Why bring him in at all if you weren't going to use him? Why waste a roster spot, cap space, and off-season momentum on a guy you're just going to sideline? The front office isn't talking, which only adds to the mystery. Was Johnson overruled in the signing? Was this a Ryan Poles move that Johnson never bought into? Or did something happen off the field that we're not being told? Fans deserve answers. And until they get them, this saga is going to hang over the team like a dark cloud. Because when the coach and a star player aren't aligned, nothing good comes out of it. But here's the kicker. DeAndre Swift hasn't said a word, not publicly anyway. No fiery Instagram rants, no cryptic tweets, no press conference tantrums, just silence. That might be the most telling part of this entire situation. Swift, a guy known for his fire and passion, has gone radio silent, and not because he's focused on football. Insiders suggest that he's deeply frustrated and considering requesting a trade behind the scenes. Some even say that conversations have already started between his agent and other teams. Teams that actually want to use him, that believe in his skill set, that don't see him as a locker room problem, but as an underutilized weapon. And if that's true, if Swift is already planning his exit from Chicago, then the Bears have a much bigger problem on their hands. Because losing a player like Swift isn't just a football loss, it's a PR disaster. It sends the message that something's not right in the locker room, that the culture isn't as unified as they claim, that maybe, just maybe, Ben Johnson doesn't have the full support of his players, and once that narrative starts, it's hard to put back in the bottle. You see, this goes deeper than just Swift and Johnson. This is about control, identity, philosophy. When a new head coach takes over, especially one like Johnson with a cutting-edge offensive mind. There's always going to be friction, but you expect that friction to lead to innovation, not isolation. Swift wasn't just another back on the roster, he was the weapon the Bears were going to lean on. A chess piece, not a pawn, but Johnson clearly sees things differently. He wants discipline, structure, players who stick to the plan, and Swift, for all his talent, is instinctual. He plays with flair. That contrast, creativity versus control, is what's causing the breakdown. Some people in the building say it's already past the point of fixing. Others think a closed-door meeting could still save this. But one thing's for sure, until someone steps up and addresses this head-on, it's only going to get worse. Fans will keep speculating, the media will keep digging, and every quiet game Swift has will just fan the flames. If this is how the Ben Johnson era starts, you have to wonder what it means for the future. And while the headlines focus on Swift, let's not forget the ripple effect this is having on the locker room. Players talk. They see the body language. They notice when one of their own is being phased out, and according to whispers from within, not everyone is thrilled with how this is going down. Several offensive players, some veterans, some rising stars, are reportedly siding with Swift, or at least questioning Johnson's approach. That's dangerous territory. A divided locker room is a dead locker room. Coaches can preach next man up all they want, but when teammates feel like the best players aren't being given a fair shot, it breeds resentment, it kills morale. And it's not like the Bears are blowing teams out right now. Their margin for error is razor thin. One more misstep, one more awkward press conference, and this thing could unravel fast. It's happened before, in Philly, in Vegas, even in New England. Great teams fall apart not because of talent, but because of fractured chemistry, and right now, the Bears' chemistry is under a microscope. All because of one feud that's gone too far, behind closed doors. There's one key question hanging in the air. Who's really calling the shots? Is this truly Ben Johnson's team, or is the front office going to step in and smooth things over? Because make no mistake, this isn't just a coach benching a guy, this is a battle for power. And if Johnson wins, it could set the tone for the next decade of Bears football. He'd be making it clear that his vision rules above all else, even if that means cutting ties with talent. But if the front office forces his hand, tells him to reintegrate Swift for the sake of the offense, then Johnson loses credibility. It's a high-stakes game of ego and strategy, and meanwhile, Swift is caught in the middle. Fans don't want to see another star walk away, not after years of rebuilding and so-called culture change. They want to win, they want unity, and right now, they're getting chaos. Johnson's next move could define his legacy before it even starts. Will he dig in, or will he bend? Will Swift speak, or will he vanish quietly? We're watching the early chapters of something big, maybe even historic. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears, and don't be shy, drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. And let's not forget how this might affect the Bears season. If Swift's usage continues to decline, or if he's traded mid-season, what does that do to the offense? Who picks up the slack? Khalil Herbert, Roshan Johnson, they're good players, sure, but they don't bring what Swift brings. Defenses don't game plan for them the way they do for Swift. Losing that kind of threat changes how teams play you. It shrinks the field, makes your quarterback work harder, and most importantly, it tells your locker room, talent doesn't always win. That's a dangerous message in a league built on speed, skill, and production. It's not just about Swift, it's about the ripple effect on every down, every drive. If Johnson's trying to send a message, he better hope the scoreboard backs him up, because if the offense stalls and fans start chanting for Swift in the stands, it could spiral fast. Coaches don't survive long when their decisions start costing wins. And this feels like the kind of decision that people will be talking about years from now, either as the moment Johnson took control or the moment it all started to fall apart. There's also a broader league-wide implication here. Other G-Miz and coaches are watching. If Swift becomes available, there will be a line of teams willing to give him the touches he's craving. The Ravens, the Dolphins, even the Cowboys, depending on how their season shakes out. Swift still has a reputation as a top-tier playmaker. This isn't a case of a player washed up or past his prime. He's 25, healthy, and hungry, and that combination makes him incredibly attractive, especially if Chicago is willing to eat some salary just to make the problem go away. But imagine the optics. The Bears trade Swift mid-season. get a 5th-round pick back, and watch him go explode for another team in the playoffs. You think Bears fans won't revolt? This city has seen that movie before, too many times. It's not just about winning the trade, it's about what message you're sending. If Johnson is that committed to his vision, he better be right. Because if Swift succeeds elsewhere, the knives will come out. The media, the fans, even players, everyone will ask, what did we give up, and why? And that's a question this franchise can't afford to get wrong. So what happens now? We wait. We watch. We read between the lines of every press conference, every post-game quote, every sideline shot. But here's the truth. The damage might already be done. Once trust is broken between a player and coach, it's nearly impossible to rebuild, especially under the constant glare of media scrutiny. Johnson may think he's setting a tone, building accountability, establishing a culture, but if that culture starts driving talent away, you have to question its value. Swift's silence is loud. His absence in game plans is louder, and the longer this goes on, the more toxic it becomes. Someone has to break the cycle. Either Johnson extends an olive branch or Swift forces the issue. But doing nothing, that's the worst option of all. This isn't just a drama, it's a warning sign. To Bears fans, to players, to everyone watching, something's broken in Chicago. And if it doesn't get fixed fast, this team isn't just going to miss the playoffs, they're going to blow up from the inside. So buckle up, because the next few weeks might be the most defining stretch the Bears have had in years. And finally, let's not pretend this is just business as usual in the NFL. Sure, coaches and players clash all the time, egos collide, roles shift, but this situation feels different, more deliberate, more cold-blooded. Johnson isn't just benching Swift, he's erasing him. This isn't about competition or performance. It's about control, and the message it sends is clear. Play my way, or you won't play at all. That might work short-term, might even earn some respect from the front office, but long-term, it risks alienating your own team. Because players talk, agents talk. And if the word around the league is that Chicago isn't a place where talent is nurtured, but suppressed, that reputation sticks. It affects free agency, trade negotiations, even draft strategy. Culture matters, and right now, the culture in Chicago feels brittle. It's not too late to fix this, but someone, Johnson, Swift, Poles, needs to be the adult in the room. Otherwise, this isn't just a feud, it's a fire. And if it spreads, it won't just burn one relationship. It'll scorch everything this franchise is trying to build. So stay tuned, because this story, it's far from over. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.